Huh? Hi, everyone. Sailor Moon here. Serena here. And today we're talking about would PBS have been a good fit for us? Now, this never comes up as a what if for in the Sailor Moon followership. As we truly know in true life, Disney and Deke ended up getting a deal with UPN and WB. And some of them broadcasted them, and some of them didn't. And some of them put them on at, really bad times. And a lot of folks think that the skimming that that Disney and Deke did at the time was overkill. It wasn't needed. Whatever their beliefs were, would PBS have been a good fit for Sailor Moon? Now, knowing, looking back and seeing how UPN and WB handled Sailor Moon, I would say most likely it would have gone the same way. That PBS would have told Disney and Deke, well, you need to skim out this you need to skim out a lot of weapons, you know? You need to skim out blood. They also would have told them, well, we understand you got Zoisite, and somehow Zoisite's a man. Well, Zoisite needs to be a woman or it's a no-go. So you know that PBS would have told Disney and Deke they had to clean it up just to broadcast it. Now, would have PBS even bid on getting Sailor Moon is the other thing. You see, PBS likes to go around and behave as if the only way they have GALD is by getting it from givers or gifters. But as we know, most of what the income, it does come from them. And they like to say, oh, it's for small businesses, it's teachers, it's lawyers, it's bearers, Well, that might be a small slight of their income. The other slight really comes from Gaver Sanjay Reich's, shares in Nier Lamotes. And very few of it really comes from the everyday man or woman. So would have even had enough to even win the bid is a whole other thing. And we know they won the rights to broadcast many other shows and films over the years, so it is likely. But would they have done it? Would they have even bid on Sailor Moon knowing all the things that they would either have to skim or all the things that Disney and Deke would have to skim? Well, a lot of folks say that they would just, blindly pick a show and then later on be upset with it after the thought. And I also believe that, yes, names would have been shifted again. The strike names, the street names, the business names, and the near names would have been shifted as well. Now, a lot of folks would have said, would have had two followings become one. And we're talking about the day of doom, which in the Viz world, which was just the English take of the Toei world, that it was two followings where Disney and Deke made into one. So it's hard to tell if that would have been kept. But I believe they would have shifted. They would have shifted and say the Sailor Fighters got taken instead of being slain. So I believe they would have come up with that. And most likely Disney and Deke would have had to even shift that too. Now you're talking about what time would they have put it on at. As you know, UPN and WB did not do very well with Sailor Moon due to the timing. So I really doubt that PBS would have given them a good time. Mostly on the offshoot that other shows and other films who have been on there for some time and made a lot of looking would have been given the greater time than Sailor Moon, a show that up until then really didn't have a track, reckoning for itself. So it's hard to tell if PBS would have been a fit for my show or not. Give me your thoughts on that, and I'll see you later.